Mini Wargamer Dave here from miniwargaming.com. Welcome, Wargamers, to another episode of the Shrine of Chaos. Today, we have a special guest. This is Warboss Doug from TableWar. If you guys have not seen Warboss Doug, perhaps you have played on one of his creations. We are talking today to the creator of the Fat Mats, and we are very excited. And he happens to be my brother in arms. So, Doug, how's it going?
It's going great. How you doing?
Excellent. So, first things first, you guys, prolific in the wargaming industry. You guys have your mats everywhere. If I'm not mistaken, the first company to produce these kind of mats for miniature wargaming that went on a large scale, hit the tournament scene, hit stores, in people's houses. And so, first off, awesome. Congratulations. And I have to ask, where did the idea come from to make these mats?
The idea came from me playing Magic with my son.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting there, and, I'm a big 40K player. I'd been in this tournament circuit for a while at the time. And just rolling my 20-sided who goes first dice over and over again on the mat, on the little, I think we had a Star Trek mat for our Star Trek deck builder game that I used for my Magic games, and I'm like, man, I really like rolling on this.
Okay, like the feeling of it.
The feeling of it. It was quiet. I'm like, I want this for 40K, and that's how it started.
Okay, so just like playing with your son.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rolling
and,
the dice.
I could never. No one was making mats these big. I did my R&D and found a place that was willing to do it, and at the time people were like, wait, what, you want one that big? That's crazy. So I'm like, nope, this is going to be a thing. I want this.
Now, was there something that happened in your brain when you were rolling on that material and like the sound of it, the sound of the dice? Like what happened? What was going, because I'm sure it was similar to what happens when most people roll as opposed to like a hardwood surface.
I started, playing on some of the plastic tables, right? With the loud clankiness of the noise. When you're throwing 100 orc dice and they go scattering everywhere, that was an issue, and then just the noise, right? Just all the loud noise and rolling the dice, and then I started getting like a handful of my orc dice and I started rolling on it, just thinking about it while I'm playing Magic. And that's kind of how it started. And, I came from the video game industry. So, doing texture maps for, a 3D game versus giant texture maps for these mats, it was a no-brainer. I talked to a couple of my video game artist buddies, seeing if they wanted to help. The original Kickstarter for the Fat Mat, all of that was my art. But as we expanded from there, I brought in a couple of my artist buddies that I've been working for decades in the video game industry with, saying, hey, you want to do, they're like, that's like doing one texture. Yeah, no problem, man.
Okay, cool.
We all got together, and, between the three of us, that was like 60 years of video game industry experience. So they were two artists that I could trust, right?
Well, okay, hold on. Was it spread pretty much equally? Was it 20 years each, or was it like...
No, one of my artist friends, it's so funny because, in the video game industry, each project you kind of bounce around. So, I've had friends in the gaming industry where I hired them to work for me at my company. And then as things change, like maybe they hired me before that for their company for a project. Mm-hmm. And you kind of go back and forth. One of the artists was one of the original artists with me on EverQuest, which was the first video game I worked on. And then when we went into like this consulting thing after EverQuest, I worked with this other artist that had been a lead in many, many projects. So, and she's an amazing artist as well. So I still just go to them.
Awesome.
3 of us are still the main artists. I do most. I would say probably 80% of all the mats are all done by me. But all of the layouts and designs, we have the hidden deployment lines that people like.
Yes.
People are still finding out for the first time. Our city mats and our urban mats, we've got like the You know, I've got one right here. It's my desktop basically. Um, you know, you've got the newspapers and flares and sandbags that kind of define your deployment lines. You know, we
Right.
call them hidden deployments. We don't do it for the organic ones. So
No.
if you're looking for them online, it's all of the urban styles that have that hidden deployment lines.
Right. Yeah, it would probably be too deliberate for the organic ones, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to think what year, because you know we started TableWar started with the cases, and you know we've had probably 4 Kickstarters now for TableWar,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool. All successful, which is
All successful.
good,
Awesome.
all pretty exciting. And you know we're not looking for a ton on the Kickstarter. That's just to you know get the ball rolling and get that first production going.
Yeah.
A lot of times, you know, we've got a great record with you know getting everything out in a timely manner on all of our Kickstarters as well, or earlier than we projected.
That's
So
fantastic. That's great.
we always jump ahead, expecting that it's going to go good, and luckily we've been right so far.
You you rolled the dice and
I roll the dice on life all the time.
all the time. All right. So a couple of things before we continue the conversation here, just so everybody knows that there are going to be some Fat Mac giveaways today because, you know, who better to provide that than the creator of the Fat Mats himself. So what we're going to do is there's actually going to be a handful of them, a number of them, 2 of which are the brand new ones, which include the new terrain pieces that go with them, which is super, super cool. So if you guys check out, there's a link in this post that you're watching right now. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or Periscope, there's a link to TableWar. So you can click on that and go to the website and see their new mats. There's a new image on their website that says sale, and there's 4 new ones displayed there. So they're the new sizes, if I'm not mistaken, Doug. New sizes for GW 9th edition.
Yeah, these are the new designs we have. The ones with the scatter terrain that you mentioned, those are 30 by 44, so they fit on half of a full 40K game.
Right.
And they come with 2 pieces of large scatter terrain, we call them, that you can cut down if you want. I'm going to show some videos about how to do that right now. But if you wanted to just like if you have a snow mat and you wanted like fire and ice, like you wanted the lava.
Yep.
To be blending with it, then you could get the lava 30 by 44 with the scatter pieces. And right now we have a special offer. We're giving away 4 of the little crater terrain. Here, I'll show you. I got a couple right here. These are little craters.
Nice.
You know, for the ocean or for the alpine. This is for the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 2 of each of these different sizes that are free with these orders. And then the big pieces of terrain, I designed them so they could be cut down nicely. Like if you looked at if anybody's looking on the site right now, like you could look at the tundra or the volcanic tomb. Both of those you can really see in one of the scatter pieces. There's like little frozen ponds in the tundra, or the lava one has kind of a lava pool coming up, and you can cut around that and have some edging and different terrain, how you want to design your own table.
So I'll also mention that if you're a Silver Vault member, you get a discount on TableWar. And so if you didn't know that already, there is a discount code there included. And if you're not a Silver Vault member, then this is the perfect opportunity to become one, to take advantage of this discount. So I will say that. I'm looking at your face, Doug. And I didn't tell you I was going to mention that before, but
no. It's I just was going to mention that you also, if you're a returning customer for TableWar, you also get a discount on top of that. So.
Okay, all right, yes, this is true, and it's funny because I find with that stuff, it's like it's stuff you want to let people know, but at the same time, now it's ultimately good that you let people know that, right? But it's a good thing. So yeah, check that out if you are a Vault member. If not, then, hold on. I'm just going to help you guys out here. I'm going to provide said link. to the Silver Vault discount code page. So you can grab that if you're a Silver Vault member if you want to make a purchase. Now, that being said, we are doing the giveaways as well today. And so if you want to take advantage of that after the fact, should you not be one of the people to be gifted one of these gifts of chaos in the form of a fat mat, you know what? And I think, why don't we give one away now? And then we'll kind of sprinkle it throughout the...
Yeah.
Because I think normally what we do is we usually do it all at the end, but I think it'll be fun to kind of sprinkle it throughout.
I should have got my Christmas hat on. I look like Santa giving away stuff. Look at that.
Okay, so how we do this is we, Doug, if you could do the honors of suggesting the keyword that people need to type in order to be entered into the giveaway. And so I will also mention this, that you need to be stateside in order to qualify for it's just for shipping purposes, because it's ridiculous outside for these mats outside of the U.S. And so if you're U.S. side, then type in this keyword. That being said, we are doing more giveaways later on in the Shrine that will be worldwide. For this one specifically, this will be stateside.
You want me to give the word?
Yes, keyword.
So as soon as I give the word, what happens?
Then people will type in the word, and then I will very analogly scroll with my mouse wheel, and wherever the cursor lands is the winner.
Okay. So the word of the day is scatter.
Scatter. Okay. Type in the word scatter. And then we'll give people a moment to... You know what? Okay, so here, this is what I'm going to do. This is one of the new ones, right?
This will be one of the new ones, the 30 by 44 with the scatter terrain and the free, the bonus craters.
Okay.
It'll also come with a mat bag and tag.
The bag and tag?
Like all of our mats do.
Okay. Scatter with a question mark, scatter with an exclamation mark. Either way, it's scattering, and either way, you're entered. So it's all good. And really, it's just like it's a sign to us that you would be wanting to accept said gift of chaos through the warp in the mail. That's all the reason is for the typing of the words. Because otherwise, you're just typing scatter, and it's kind of random.
Scatter it around.
Yeah, just
scatter around the word scatter.
All right, so I'm scrolling. Here it is, scrolling. All right. 3, 2, 1. Joe Berezanski. All right, Joe Berezanski. That's on Facebook. Okay, so that's one of the new ones. So, Joe, if you could message... Actually, you know what? They could probably message you on your Facebook, yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so go to the TableWar Facebook page. Send a message through that.
And I'm looking for a... There we go.
Here, I'll just provide that link in the chat, just so you guys have it. That's on the Facebook page. To claim your prize, make sure to send your name, your shipping address, your phone number, email, that sort of thing. Congrats, Joe. That's on the first one.
And then we're just going to sprinkle them out around throughout the show.
Yeah, we'll sprinkle it throughout the show. Yeah, we'll do random. I'm not going to give away how many giveaways we're doing today, because I think that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
Now, before we continue on with the discussions of things, I'm going to do a giveaway as well. This is not going to be a Fat Mat one. This is going to be a model one. This is worldwide, so no matter where you are in the world, type in this word. It's going to be for these right here. These are Atalan Jackals, Gene Stealer Cults. 5 models in this. So, Doug, since you are the guest of honor, could you suggest the keyword once again?
Let's go with a simple mini.
Mini. Okay. So type in the word mini to indicate to me that you would want to receive one of these.
And just so I have it, the winner for the first scatter set was Joe
Berezansky, and that's Berezansky on Facebook. So,
look at that. I just got an alert.
Awesome.
Hey, Joe. Check them out. Check out those 4. See which one you like.
All right, now scrolling to see who the winner of these Adelan Jackals. And we're going to go with Wolf Brother 41. I see what you did there, Wolf Brother. You put mini in a unique way. So Wolf Brother 41. So you're on Twitch. Okay. So send me a whisper on Twitch. So send Mini Wargaming a whisper on Twitch. That's how you, Wolf Brother 41, claim your prize of these jackals. You have to send me a whisper on Twitch. Okay? If you're not sure how to do that, you never know. Some people aren't sure. I will send you a whisper, and I'll say hi.
A whisper.
Okay. All right, and then send me your mailing address, and also put down what you won. Put down the jackals, okay? Because I might forget that you won that. I'll need your shipping address, your email, your name, and then you shall receive this. Okay, Doug, my brother. So, we got a couple giveaways there. It's a good start. So, back to the discussion, because I'm curious about this. So we had so you worked on video games as a graphic artist, graphic designer, with a team of people, a couple of which you've pulled in to help design some of the Fat Mats.
Yep.
And it started with your son, playing games with your son, a Star Trek game. It was on a similar material, and so that gave you the idea to do it for the games. So
Yep.
what spawned the idea, kind of moving forward a bit, to make some terrain in the same material to scatter around? What kind of spawned that idea?
Blending, I've been wanting to, do a bunch of the different blending of mats, and it's been tricky because, you're talking, if you do it for everyone with every combination, that's a lot of SKUs, right? It's kind of tough to hold that many SKUs in a warehouse and do all that stuff for somebody, that might, not be selling that combo very well.
Right.
So I thought of the scatter stuff because my son, he has salamanders, and I have space wolves. So I was thinking, how could we blend a table to fight on, right? Where the snow's creeping into the volcanic area or something like that. So I started playing around with the scatter terrain. I did 2 big pieces because I really think people can really shape their own with the 2 sizes that I have for the scatters, to where they can just use that and put it in a corner so it's creeping all the way around the mat, versus making a bunch of small ones and somebody wanting a little bit bigger one, because these, it's just a neoprene mouse pad. It's really easy to cut. So I made these shapes within each scatter terrain so people could really shape how they want, where it will fit their terrain that they already have for their mats, or
Right.
for their games.
Right. So do you find that being a wargamer yourself really helps in the design of the mats?
100%.
So if you weren't a wargamer, can you? Here's a better framed question. Let's say you see 2 mats, okay, and one was created by a wargamer, one wasn't. Is it obvious to you?
Yes.
Yeah?
Well, there's a couple things that are pretty obvious to me as far as like looking at other mats and stuff like that. It's, does the person have a basic concept of color theory is probably my first thing.
Right.
And then, were they considering where terrain would go? That's another big thing. All of our mat designs I have in my mind as I'm drawing them, as I'm designing out layouts for the other artists. It all has to do with what's this going to look like with minis and terrain on it.
Okay.
So, where are people going to place terrain? Where am I just going to totally lose a piece of this mat because there's always going to be terrain in this area, right? So you got this high detailed thing that you always end up covering up, right? Or maybe it's a too big of a space where the detail, kind of accentuates something on the mat, but then you're covering whatever that is, so your eye's not drawn to the right thing and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I guess the long short answer is I'm always thinking artistically and creatively, with the creative gamer and to be honest, this company wouldn't even exist if I didn't want everything I made.
Okay, that's
myself.
Fair. That's fair.
That's how TableWar started. I was playing Horde Orcs. 20 orcs are, coming out of a blown up battle wagon on the other side of a table at like a tournament where I've got to walk around 4 tables to get to the other side with a handful of orcs, right?
Yep.
So I started magnetizing them to these little trays, and then I made these little trays for all of my 20-man orcs. And then my business partner, who's my lifelong friend, was looking at that, and he was in the manufacturing business with Intel, and he's like, "Oh man, we got to make those."
Okay, so this is
all right.
This is Todd you're talking about?
This is Todd. So 10 years ago, because this is our 10th anniversary.
Yep.
This month, which is crazy to think about, but Todd saw that, and I got Todd into 40K. And then he's like, it'd be cool if, there was a way to, carry all those trays. And I'm like, well, I got a case idea, but it's way out of the box compared to the foam that's out there right now.
Yeah.
So I designed that, showed him that. He's like, all right, let's do this. So we started TableWar. It started with the cases.
It started with the cases, not the mats.
No, started with the cases. Yeah, we were doing cases first. It took me a little while to convince Todd to do the mats.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was, he's like, I don't know, a big 6-foot by 4-foot mat. I'm like, trust me. Trust me on this one. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be a big deal.
It's going to be a big deal. I mean, it's hard to think about like going back and, I used to always get the gravel hand, I called it, because, I had the 300-pound table board that I would set down with all the textured rock and stuff on it.
Oh, yes.
When you're leaning over on the table with your hand on the table and then you lift up your hand, it looks like gravel.
Yep.
Imprinted gravel.
Uh-huh.
And then just rolling the dice. Rolling the dice is a huge thing for me. That was one of my favorite things. So.
Yeah. Now, when you first started, okay, so the mats. You started 10 years ago. When did the mats come in? Was that a couple years later? Was that soon after?
Yeah, it was a couple years later. I think we're probably 7 or 8 years into the mats now.
Okay.
Todd would know the exact number. I'm the artist guy. It's like, yesterday, a couple days ago, we started the mats. I don't know. A minute ago.
Huh. Your partnership sounds oddly familiar, Doug.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation. We could go hours about that one. Because, realistically, it does come down to, who's your partner in the business, stuff like that. And you know that too.
Yeah.
You work well off of each other. He's good at the pencil pushing. I'm good at the paintbrush pushing, I guess. I don't know if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
I'm the creative side. He helps keep me in line when I get into my hermit art mode. And I think only 2 days have gone by, and he's like, "It's been 2 weeks. You got that art yet?"
That's awesome.
Like Da Vinci says, The art is never finished; it's only abandoned, and I have a hard time abandoning my art sometimes.
Mm. I've seen some of your your traditional art. I think you showed me a picture of it was either a whale or a dolphin. I think it was a dolphin.
There's a shark.
It
It's
was a
behind me
shark.
right
Okay. Yeah. Maybe subconsciously I was reminded of it
now.
because I was looking at that. So that's a painting.
Whatever gave you that idea?
So this is a hold on one second. Let me actually show it. All right. So that's a painting, yes?
Yeah, that's an oil painting on canvas.
Crazy.
Can you see it okay? I can't tell.
Yep. Yeah, it's not
I
bad.
got you held up. Okay. Yeah. So,
Yeah, how much do you want for it, Doug?
that's my last oil painting
Okay.
that I've done. I mean, we could start auctioning it off. It started like 20 grand, I guess.
Yeah? Is that how much it would take?
At least.
Yeah? What about like
Yeah.
$8,888? Start it there?
That's a good price
Yeah,
too.
it is a good price.
I mean, for a friend discount, for a brother from a different mother discount, maybe.
Okay, so I got to mention as well, guys, for those watching, any super chat contributions, super chat donations today will go to TableWar charities, the activism for autism. Did I say that right? Is that what it's called, or is it called something completely different?
No, that's pretty good, and I'm not going to repeat it now because you said it a little off, and I'll repeat that because that's how my brain works.
So yeah, so all super chat proceeds will go to that today. So also, if you have any questions specific to Doug about TableWar, about F.A.T, about questions about gaming, I'll do my best to grab those out of the chat so that I can read them to you, Doug, so you can answer them directly. And for anyone who wants to super chat and do that,
Awesome.
if I don't get your comments, then just know that the proceeds will go to a good cause. And so,
Yay! And thank you everybody ahead of time. That's awesome. Thanks, Dave, for doing that.
So, question about you and going back to you and Todd for a second, because you mentioned briefly, like, okay, he's manufacturing and you're artist, and so how did it actually, like, how do you know him? First off, how did it come to be that you guys? What are some more details there?
I just moved up to Northern California from the Bay Area at like age 8.
Okay.
And his parents were taking an oil painting class from my mom.
Okay.
And I remember meeting him for the first time at school when his parents were there and they saw me. So they said hi and they said, "Oh, this is our son." And I mean, I still remember the first day we met, which is pretty weird. Yeah, I was getting off the bus and there they were, and there was Todd. And then been friends ever since.
So you childhood friends? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, 8 years old.
Wow.
8 or 9, yeah.
I'm gonna go with 8. I like that number better, but
yeah. So
nuts. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and we grew up playing D&D together. D&D was our big thing back then. I think we got into D&D probably when we were like 12 or 13. Before that, it was motorcycle riding. We did a lot of paintball as kids.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we did tons of paintball.
So you grew up together.
It's back up here now. I got to get used to that. Yes, we met up here. I've moved back to Northern California. That's another big life change for me recently. But yeah, I'm back up. I'm living probably 3 miles as the crow flies from the house I grew up here.
Okay, so just back in your own stomping ground there.
Yep, it's pretty wild.
So okay,
I'm loving it.
Childhood friends. You kind of know each other well growing up throughout your teenage years also.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Play games together.
Yeah, even when I was in the military, he went over to Germany and we met up there when I was serving overseas.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Cool. And
yeah, we almost died on the Autobahn together.
So how did the discussion come about for TableWar?
Well, like I was saying earlier, it started with my orcs and doing magnetized orc trays. That's how it all started.
Okay, so just a
And
discussion. I don't want to
just
carry
a discussion. It's like I don't want to carry these. I showed him like, on video chat or whatever that, what I was working on, because he lived in China at the time.
Okay.
Right. So, we were just talking over the internet, and I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the first time I went over there, we hadn't started discussing TableWar yet. So it was after that. So the second time I went over was for TableWar when I went to China. So first time I just went to go visit him. He was working over there, and I wanted to visit. And the second time I went over, it was because I designed out the case idea, and I had the railing system that I wanted for it. That I thought, well, we should probably patent this. This is pretty unique.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, let's start this. Let's start manufacturing. He jumped on board. We put together the team and the name, and 10 years later, here we are.
Awesome. So that's just, yeah. You know what I love? This is what I love. It spawned from a form of suffering, very small scale, an inconvenience. It was, I don't want to carry hordes of my orcs like this anymore. There's got to be a better way.
Oh, that's all inventions. All inventions are convenience.
I love it.
The microwave, convenience.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
An oven. I mean, sitting in a comfortable chair.
Yeah.
It's I think most inventions come from, I want to do something easier or cooler.
Yep.
And with TableWar, at the time where I was in my life, I wanted to make cool things for me to play with. And Todd's like, oh yeah, other people will want that. I'm like, all right, let's try. Cool. All right. Cool. Let's try.
So what's the okay? So now when you come out with new products, what's that process like?
Well, I have a long list of things we want to do. Like right now, top secret, we're working on another couple creations, totally new, not the mat, not the case.
So top secret.
Top secret stuff, right? Hopefully it'll come out soon. But those kind of things I take from my experience in the gaming industry. I want to shout it out. I want to tell everybody. But depending on manufacturing issues or design tweaks, whatever, I don't know how long it's going to take to actually have in people's hands. So I don't want to build up the hype until we're ready for it. So I kind of keep that quiet. But I'm steadily doing new mat designs or new sizes. So I'm dealing with that as well. And if I'm doing, I've got to manage if I'm doing it or if one of the artists is doing it, one of the other artists is doing it, while I'm still, doing all the R&D and design work for new products as well. And then Todd is the manufacturing lead and manager for, getting the logistics done.
Yeah.
So I doodle a lot and he crunches numbers a lot.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
Two sides.
I mean, the whole dream was to be able to be sitting at a cafe in Europe somewhere, doodling on a napkin my next invention and making it happen. So I'm almost there. We get rid of this COVID craziness. I'm ready to go hang out in Italy for a little while and design some stuff, or Sweden, go home, see the family.
So, okay, a couple questions I saw from the chat, which are relevant here. One, is TableWar your full-time business?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. And two, what did 2020 look like for TableWar?
It's been crazy for so many reasons. Like 2020, for me, more than TableWar, has been just completely shattering all my norms and, life changes, moving up here, buying a house during a pandemic was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Something I never expected to do. I had life changes with family issues and stuff like that brought me up here. So that was a huge level of drama that was happening as the pandemic started.
Okay.
So just to, just to break it down simply. So my mom came down with cancer. We had to come up here to help her. That was a focus. She had just finished her chemo and was supposed to go into her radiation when the lockdown started. So her and her disabled husband, were locked down, and that's when me and my wife decided, okay, we got to get up there. So we, figured out a way to get up here. Did like a 72-day escrow, which was kind of nightmarish,
Right.
but it happened. So we're up here. We got our dream house in the country. It's pretty awesome as far as that. So it's been a real huge roller coaster. Small business wise, it's tough. We were really worried when the pandemic started and lockdown started, about like, what's going to happen with people's finances. And, I mean, we're a accessory company, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're a third party company to bigger companies.
Mm-hmm.
So, our livelihood, all, circles around those games right now. So if, people weren't able to play them, what was going to happen with the industry, what's going to happen with the fans. So, there was some trepidation there
Mm-hmm.
as far as, what the future looked like for us. And we were pretty nervous. So we buckled down, tightened up, kind of streamlined some stuff just to be safe,
Mm-hmm.
to prepare for the worst.
Yep.
And we got hit a little bit. I think everybody did. But I think as people got used to working at home, the people that had jobs to where they could telecommute and stuff like that, I think they they were kind of getting their day to day, and everybody's ordering online, and our case sales went actually up because I think a lot of people were like, okay, time to set up my armies. Okay, this
Right.
is I don't know if you've seen those memes where it's like shows somebody's house before the pandemic and then it's like completely remodeled and beautiful after the pandemic.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
kind of the same way for people's armies and stuff. I've been seeing a lot more hobbying going on and stuff like that. So people are, finally getting that case they wanted to set up their army in, and they wanted to paint their army before they bought it. We get that a lot.
Yeah.
And so we saw that, and then the mats are still, sales are still, pretty good, and people are back to playing again, and I don't think people really stopped. I mean, the events stopped, which was tough. It's been really weird not to be going, not going to events.
Right.
That's something, Adepticon and Nova have been part of our life, our livelihood for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to Adepticon with my first prototype of the case. That was my first Adepticon, to go kind of show that off and take it around because it's so handy for tournament play and
Mm-hmm.
quick deployment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's been a little crazy. It's been a wild ride for 2020. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of excited for it to be ending soon.
Yeah.
I'm looking for, I miss all my friends and miss hanging out and going to the events, seeing people I only see once a year. I've kind of been a hermit up here.
Yeah.
Through this whole thing. I mean, a lot of people have.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for just the way it kind of things kind of all fell into place for us. It's been challenging, but I know a lot of people have had it way worse than us, so
Yeah.
I can't complain.
It's interesting about Adepticon. I felt like the pandemic was real when Adepticon was canceled. Before then, it was just like, but come on.
The discussions me and Todd had about like when to cancel. Are we going?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, they were waiting. They were really waiting. They felt like, okay, the city is going to close us down. I mean, the writing was kind of on the wall at the time.
Right.
But everybody's got flights and hotels.
Yep.
Do we cancel before and take a hit on stuff? I'm telling Todd, I'm like, it's not happening, and Todd's like, oh, we're going, man, we got to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's our sales, and
Yeah.
we got to, we've got everything to set up to go there and everything, and I'm like, it's not going to happen, Todd. I just knew in my gut.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want? Because he lives in Hawaii now,
Mm-hmm.
so he moved from China back to the States years ago, and now he lives in Hawaii. And I'm like, Todd, do you really want to be stuck on the mainland if they lock things down?
Mm-hmm.
You know, away from your wife and kids.
Right.
I mean, it's gonna happen, man. And he's like, I don't know. We're just gonna plan. We're just gonna do it. I'm like, okay, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not going. It's not gonna happen. And then of course, you know, they shut it down, and it's just been crazy ever since. Every time you think, okay, is it gonna start up again? People can start doing events again. Something happens, and now we're into this second wave. It's just crazy. I mean, we live in a historical time. I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
all said and done, this is hugely historic in so many levels,
Yeah.
especially for Americans, right, with the politics and stuff going on too.
Yeah.
But the pandemic and vaccines and just what that thing that happened in Denmark where they had to you know uh, cull all those minxes because of the new strain of the coronavirus or whatever happened there. That's crazy. I don't know if you heard that one, but it's a wild time,
Lots of
wild ride.
wild stuff for sure. Um, I have a
I
question
mean, you
here.
guys, you guys, you guys closed down for a while too, right? I mean, the
Not
studio was
very.
closed.
So we did, but not very long. Like we went home for, like we kind of figured out how to work from home pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah, the content end of it, we continued to make content from home, and it was different content. Obviously, it wasn't battle reports. It was other stuff, and then we got into more gameplay and battle reports with Farah, starting to play games and also doing
yeah,
remote battle reports with each other, and so we were able to kind of fill that need for the games during the lockdown time. So that was nice. And so we didn't really stop. We just figured out a way to do it remotely. You know?
but you stopped having people come and doing battle reports with guests for quite a while, right?
Yeah, yeah. But we had stopped a few months before that anyway, though. And
I mean,
so
I don't even know are Americans allowed in Canada yet?
not border's not open yet, man. Like it's still not open. Uh,
Wild. I mean, it's just and it hit me, kind of early because I don't know if you guys heard up there, but when kind of it first started and they were having the infections on the boats,
mm,
right before they started even mentioning that, a friend of mine, his father was the first to pass from coronavirus in California. He was the guy that came off the boat,
oh well.
and they kind of jumped him around from hospital to hospital and department to department without really quarantining or anything. So that was like the first spread in the States. It was so it was so real to me and so close, and and even his wife didn't really know what was going on and stuff like that. So having that happen in kind of my expanded bubble, but still there and
Mm-hmm.
that close to me, it just seemed like it was a little more real to me than some of the other people that maybe haven't had any real contact at all with it.
Right.
So that kind of changes your perspective.
Hey, Doug, just to change gears here for a second, there's a comment that somebody is asking about your cases. They said, it's from YouTube. BC says, so I know there are copyright issues, but I was just on the site and didn't see any examples of minis interacting with your cases and tray toppers. Is there any plans to include pictures of miniatures interacting with the trays?
I thought under we've changed our back end of our site, so we're trying to funnel back in some of the videos and stuff like that.
Yep.
But I thought we had some on our like our news group and stuff like that. We also, if you have an account with us, we always suggest people get an account with us, especially if you want to know when new deals are coming out. We only put out newsletters to let you guys know when like a sale's coming, and anybody on the news group will get it before we start advertising it through social media. But let me look at just
In the meantime, why don't we do another giveaway?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so this is how we do the giveaway.
Yeah, there's tons of pictures on Facebook though. If you go to our TableWar Facebook page, you a mass amount of interactions with cases, people's fans posts, our posts of our different armies and stuff like that, all interacting. That's all on Facebook. TableWar Designs on Facebook.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
All right, what happened here? There we go.
All right, so this one. What should we do, Doug? Should we do a 6x4 or one of the new ones?
Let's do another new one. Let's do another one of the 30x44s with the scatter terrain.
Okay.
Pick another word.
Pick another word.
Crater.
Crater. So type in the word crater if you're watching this and you want to win the F.A.T mat, which is the 30x44, the incursion size.
Mm-hmm.
And with the scatter terrain that comes with it. Very nice. You know what? I don't know if we have any of that scatter terrain here, Doug. This might be me pulling your arm.
That might be true.
Yeah.
That might be true.
Who would I talk to about getting some?
Let's see. I think we let that person go. Who did you talk to? I'll have my people talk to you. Get a hold of your people.
Ah, yes. Okay.
And we'll make that happen.
In other words, Todd will send an email to Matt.
Yeah.
They can take care of the non-fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they think it's fun, right? I mean,
I suppose that's true. Yeah, there's a satisfaction that in a different way.
They get excited over emails. Like, ooh, a new email.
It was so weird. So I got to tell you guys, first time I met Doug and Todd, I was looking. It was like in the Twilight Zone because I was looking at even the fact that you had a beard and he didn't. Like, and Todd he's tall with glasses, and is like, what is this? What's going on? What is going on here? And just like your personalities, it was fantastic. Oh. Fantastic.
It's so funny when you have a certain laugh when you see me and Todd acting like you and Matt act, and I have the same thing when I see you and Matt together. Yeah. And you guys have a debate or discussion. Where Matt is suggesting to Dave that this is the way we're going to do it.
Uh-huh.
Or that's creative. I don't know. You do whatever.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't bother me with that creative stuff. I got spreadsheets to figure out.
Okay. So, 3, 2, 1, boom. Dave Hodgson. So Dave Hodgson. Okay, for
Congrats,
this.
Dave.
That's a viewer on YouTube. So.
Cool.
Okay, so Matt. This is for new Matt.
Where's he from?
New Matt. Doesn't say where Dave Hodgson is from. So let's see what's the best way of doing this. Let's do what's the best way to contact you if it's not on actually what do you have a Gmail?
We have our sales at tablewardesigns.com. You can send that to us. We'll both of us will get that. He can text us on Facebook, in Instant Messenger on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay. So
we're posting on Instagram a lot, so we're on the chat on Instagram and on Facebook.
Why don't we keep?
You can email us.
Yeah, let's do. Why don't we make it simple then? Let's just do the Facebook one once again, which
Okay.
I'll provide a link for that. Boom. There's a link to the Facebook page, to TableWar Facebook page. So that's how you claim your prize, Dave Hodgson. Let's see, Twitch. This is for MWG. Okay. Very good.
That's cool.
All right. And let's do another one of these. How about that? Let's do Space Wolves, Hounds of Mordecai. These are the Reavers. These are Reavers? Yeah, I think they're the Reavers. They look like the Reavers. Let's do the Reavers. Yeah. What's the keyword here?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Reeve.
How does one spell Reeve? Like Christopher Reeve, or Reeve as in Reaver without the R?
Reeve as in Reaver without the R.
Okay.
R at the end doesn't count. The Reaver's Reeve. Got to throw a little twist in there.
Reeve. Type in Zareeve. Okay, so this is Jackals. What was the first one? Jackals? Yeah, Jackals.
Now, are these super chats?
Are what super chats?
What are you in a super chat window? What are super chats?
So super chats are when people contribute money to the chat, and it shows up and it's highlighted, and it shows the amount that they contribute. So what I'm looking at is I'm doing this through OBS, and I can see all of the comments together. So all comments from Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, and Periscope all together in one, which makes it easier and better, in my opinion. Yeah, and if there's a way that could actually pull in the Instagram as well, I would do that. But there isn't currently. Not that I know of anyway, because otherwise I would. Okay. Reaver.
He's in the UK. We haven't got Brexit going yet. We haven't dealt with the whole Brexit. The Brexit thing messed up our warehouse out there. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that one we'll figure out. Yeah. Okay. So
Dave will fly you to the States to pick it up. How about that?
When you say Dave, you're talking about Dave Hodgson, so he'll fly himself? I mean, whatever he does is his choice. Either way, he'll get a mat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for the winner of the Reavers here, it is D Nexus A. D Nexus.
Did he reave the Reavers?
He was the reaving of the Reaver. Yes, indeed. Okay, D Nexus K, or D Nexus K. You are a Twitch viewer, so just send me a whisper on Twitch. Let me know what you won so I don't forget, because I don't want to forget that. That's not a good thing to forget. Okay. Doug?
So we're doing, before I forget to mention it, I think I forgot last time we were on about our sale. So we have a December sale going on right now too, guys. So for our 10th anniversary special, it'll be, and then we're going to do something really special this weekend. So if you want to get the announcement ahead of everybody else, make sure you have an account with TableWar, and then we'll send out, and you will find out what our surprise is going to be this weekend.
Nice. Also, as a reminder,
as I was saying it, I'm thinking, did Todd say not to say that? Too late.
Well, it's too late now. So I will.
What should I do with the beard? Did you see this? It's got it's such a weird color, and then I can do this. I have to go out like old timey.
Yes, that is an option for sure.
I think I want to go like swashbuckler and do like the point. You're back to the goatee.
I am. How much do you think GW will rework the Legion traits as they have overhauling all the factions of 40k?
How they will overhaul those?
Yes.
I wouldn't even know. I keep hoping they'll kind of bring together the rule sets for 30K and 40K, but now I don't know with 9th edition, what the plan is there either. So if you're talking legions as far as 30K, I think they're going to keep it all very traditionally, Horus heresy style, keeping that all together. I don't know as far as 40K. I'm still excited about my Ultramarines, even though I've been unpacking all my orcs, lots of orcs lately.
Lots of orksies.
Yeah, I mean, even for 9th, my Gilliman list didn't change that much. As far as a lot of the models, I'll throw in a squad here and there different, but I still like the Devastator squads in my little 30K Ultramarine models, but I'm getting more Primaris, it seems. I'm just playing around with that stuff.
Which orc is the best orc?
Oh, Warboss Leadfoot.
Who's that?
That's my first Warboss that I ever did.
Okay.
And he would roll the old 4 battle wagon tournament list, blazing across the board and smashing out of the battle wagons. That was good old days. When you could shock somebody off the table.
Nice. I'm not even aware of that. What is that? What edition is that?
That's 4th and 5th, I think.
Okay. A question: will you be doing more bat reps? Because D Nexus K would love seeing you play again.
Yeah. I can't wait to come back up there and do another campaign with you. Is that what he's asking? Coming up there and doing another campaign?
That's how I'm going to interpret it.
That's how I'm going to interpret it too. But I do want to do more battle reports. My son's working on a couple models for his Salamanders, and we haven't played Salamanders versus Ultramarines in 9th yet. So it's just trying to rope him down. He's 19. He wants to be online playing with his buddies. Mm-hmm. Playing that old 40K game with his dad. Oh, okay. But then he starts shooting and re-rolling all of his. He re-rolls more than my Ultramarines do with all of his little squads, and his Salamander Hellblasters are brutal.
Yeah,
they're pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's fun. We really want to do the new campaign, one of the campaigns in the 9th edition, which I think will be really fun. So we'll try to film all that. That'll probably be the next thing I do. So hopefully around the holidays, in between Christmas and New Year's, I can get him to start doing the campaign. I got the studio pretty much set up. I got some tweaks I want to do for it, but the lights are up. It's ready to go.
So Omnissiah Sphinx says, to be specific, actually no, to be Pacific, the CSM and 40K.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't usually jump to guesses because I like being surprised. I don't want to get my hopes up, so I'm not a real guesser when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't know how else to say it. It's like when the rules are out, cool. The stuff that leaks, a lot of the times I won't even look at that. I'll just wait now. But that just might be me getting old and just going with the flow. I haven't even played my orcs in 9th yet.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
You're telling me that I've played more orcs in 9th than you have?
Yeah.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah. I need to get on the board with my son's salamanders so he can just evaporate them. I mean, it's amazing how much firepower my son has in his salamander list.
Yeah, it is insane. It really is.
But orcs are so fast now. It's kind of a double-edged sword with the orcs. You can't get as many to pile in to swing now.
Right.
So it's tougher if you're going up against that one big, super dude with a squad of orcs that can't all get in there to swing at him. So I'm missing swinging rolling all those extra dice. But it's also a smaller table, and orcs are really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to play them. But the campaign, I think we're going to go Marine versus Marine.
It's funny because as much as it's a smaller table, we have found that it doesn't really make too much of a difference. In fact, it gives more of an advantage to shooting armies.
Just because everything's closer.
Yeah. And ranges and distance between deployments are similar to the bigger size table. So it's actually an advantage to the shooting armies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what about long range, gun tanks? I mean, the leaf blower lists of IG. I mean, you still outrange. Now people are getting it you close.
They can shoot into combat though.
That is great. I'm really excited. I'm excited about a lot of the new rules, like especially the vehicles being able to shoot still. I think that was pretty brutal. That was rough. So I'm really glad that changed.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'm trying to wrap my head around is the I charge in, so I attack first, and then the following round I get to attack first again.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested to see how that plays out with orcs.
Yeah, I think that'll be. I mean, that's always a good thing, especially if you're a close combat army.
Yeah. It kind of motivates you to decide, okay, maybe I should fall back out of this. I'm not going to survive. So it gives you the chance to fall back knowing you're not going to swing first.
Right.
But so far, I mean, I really like the new rules. And the points, there's just a ton of points now you get. There's a lot of scorekeeping on the regular missions now.
There is a lot more points. That's true. It felt odd at first because you can rack up so many points.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is the way it is now. So it's interesting.
It's fun to see everybody hobbying, through the whole pandemic and stuff. And I've got a couple friends that have really got into it that weren't there. They never had fully painted models before, but now they're actually painting them, and they like their style, and they're getting really good at it and enjoying it. So it's kind of fun to see kind of that transition through all this.
Yeah.
People finding more layers or levels in their game now.
Yeah.
Even going crazy with, little unique terrain pieces that they're putting together and stuff like that. It's always fun when you see somebody put together something that's got, it's really focused on gameplay, but the design and look is really cool too.
Yeah. So what would you say is your favorite aspect of the hobby?
Playing games with friends.
Interesting. So as an artist, it's not painting miniatures, it's playing games with friends.
Well, painting can be work for me too. I mean, I love it. It's always been part of my life. But, you take, playing poker, right, versus, playing a tabletop game with your friends, or an online game where you're always playing kind of with strangers but never really get to know them or see them, and you're just kind of this anonymous person, versus meeting new people, traveling. I love going to the events. I'm a huge event guy. I love going. I like playing at them and just seeing everybody, meeting new people, even going to Valhalla, right, and playing up there, very social, non-competitive, just having a good time over a beer, and throwing down dice with unique, crazy army lists. You don't have to be so competitive. I guess, yeah. I mean, it's easily the first is playing with friends.
Yeah,
for sure.
So if you had to choose, if you could only do one more thing in your life, you could never paint again versus playing the game, or never play again versus painting, you would choose playing the game with friends.
Versus painting or playing with friends? I'd probably have to take playing with friends.
Yeah?
I painted enough.
What about you guys? You guys watching, what would you do? What would be your answer? If you can only do one of the two.
You know,
Paint or play, basically. What would be your choice?
oh, paint or play. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I've got other outlets for art. I could easily
Mm.
commission my models for somebody and keep playing.
So in the
But it's those epic I mean, think of those epic moments we have in our campaigns. I mean,
yeah, for sure. You can't.
those you're building memories there,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. And it's more. I think it's. I mean, you can have a shared experience with painting, not in the same way, but you can kind of like painting together. But when you're playing, it's more. It's different. It's you have an emotional investment in what's happening, and it's a lot more intense. And so the chances of epic memories being created are just are greater when you play the game.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember, just brutal losses against friends or, vice versa. This where something just crazy happens. You're like, there's just who would have expected this, right? Those kind of moments that make the game special to me. I mean, does it surprise you that I take gaming over painting?
No, because I know you. So, but I just find it interesting though how that is the number one because you're an artist. Yeah. So if I were to guess, I would guess the same thing for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, art has been work and pleasure. But, when it comes to 40K, I think the fun factor is, rule number one for me.
Yeah. Rule of cool. Is that how you build your armies? Is it rule of cool? Rule of cool versus competitive list. Which would you choose?
I really try to do a blend. Well, it depends. If I'm going in a tournament, it's definitely a 50-50 cool versus competitive because I always try to go outside the meta, bring something, a little twist of something new or different. But I mean, I love converting my orcs. I love putting together new models or kind of putting together themes. I had 2 Grey Knight librarians, and it was and they were named Bill and Ted, and they went on an excellent adventure during Adepticon. It was fun, right? And they were just teleporting all around the board with people, just not knowing where they're going and having a good time.
Yep.
So, and then of course Warboss Leadfoot, he crushed it the first year at Adepticon. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And my rule with orcs is always if you're not 100% sure what you need to do the most aggressive thing you can think of. That's kind of my orcs, and that's always. And I love the randomness of orcs.
Mm-hmm.
I put together an orc list where every model had some sort of random roll with it,
Uh-huh.
or I didn't play it right.
Right.
The ramshackle or the weird boy, teleport or the grot tank where you didn't know what round it was going to be shooting.
Right.
That's kind of fun too.
The Ludas with the number of shots.
Ludas with numbers of shots.
Yeah.
Every at least one model in every unit had to have something that was a random roll die.
Yeah.
Die roll.
Okay. So speaking of random die roll, we're gonna do a Chaos Comet Bomb because
cool.
It is random, and this person has no idea we're about to do this. So for those of us who are watching right now who have never participated in a Chaos Comment Bomb, this is how we do it. I'm going to leave a link in the chat. You'll click on this link, it'll bring you to a YouTube video, and you'll leave a comment. And the comment could be something like, Dave and Doug say hi from the Shrine of Chaos. Or it could be, Warboss Doug says, collect orcs. Or it could be, Dave says, collect chaos. Or it could be, really whatever you want it to be, just as long as they know they've been Chaos Comment bombed by the Shrine of Chaos. Leave whatever you want. I'm going to leave a block of links here so it's unmistakable what video it is. And this particular Wargaming YouTube channel, I've never heard of before. Doug suggested it. It's Oscar Lars. He has a modest amount of subscribers, modest amount of views on his painting tutorial videos. This is the last video that he put up a few weeks ago about painting fast fur. And it looks like his skills are sharp, and he has some good information for you if you want to actually watch the videos, in addition to leaving a Chaos Comment Bomb comment, of course.
and he's on Instagram too. He posts all of his commission stuff and his personal stuff on there. He's won, I think, overall and best paint in AOS for a couple of years now at Nova, and he's an awesome dude. He's just a fun dude.
So you met him in real life. Awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's a Swede that's lived in America for quite a while now.
And I'm just going to leave that link again. This is the Chaos Comment Bomb link. Click on that link and leave a comment. And once this has been done, we shall do another giveaway right after this Chaos Comment Bomb, because that is the tradition. Typically, at the end of a Shrine of Chaos, we do the giveaway, but before that, we do a Chaos Comment Bomb, just as a way of paying it forward. Also, as a reminder, all Super Chat proceeds go to TableWar charities today. So for those of us who feel so inclined, who want to contribute to that, that's for Activism for Autism. I said it right that time. That's is building awareness for autism. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep. And I'm gonna,
it's been a tricky time over the quarantine with, work, all these kids that need the special needs kids that need help to do their care at home, not having that interaction with the other kids in the class and socialization and stuff like that. It's been a tough time for all kids, really.
mm-hmm.
But, my son graduated from high school during the pandemic and, didn't really have, a prom and all that kind of stuff. So it's been a really weird time for kids. I can't imagine. I couldn't imagine it being me, being my 19-year-old self stuck in this kind of situation. But then again, back then, in the Stone Ages, when there were only dial-up phones and not cell phones,
Mm-hmm.
and no internet. I mean, that would have been unimaginable to go through this at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, my son's like, oh, I have to stay home so I can only play video games. Oh, rough.
You gotta wonder though, because of the way the internet is nowadays, especially social media, I wonder if it would have been not better, but different if it happened, say, 15 years ago, heck, even a decade ago.
It would have been hugely different. I
Yeah.
mean, you wouldn't have the infrastructure for, Uber Eats we both know somebody. I won't mention her name, but we both know people that never cooked for themselves before quarantine, right?
Uh-huh.
They always ate out. And now you're in quarantine and you're stuck at home, and you got to learn to cook. At least there's YouTube now to teach you how to boil water and make an egg and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we've been having fun with that, trying to do different family, things with, the family gets together and cooks something we've never cooked before.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's something we started with my son in high school. We made him take care of a dinner a week. I think we started that when he was 15 or 16, where we start teaching him how to cook or whatever.
Yeah.
But, there's certain skills that, kids aren't learning right now because they're stuck at home too. Certain social skills and certain adulting that doesn't need to go on anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then you put in the mask thing where I can't see people's faces. I can't see them smiling and their reactions. You're just looking at the eyes, right? You can't tell with a smile, which is, or hugging. I miss hugging my friends.
Yeah, there's a very little hugging happening.
Yeah,
Okay, I learned this yesterday. You're going to love this.
Okay.
I learned that in order for a hug to be therapeutic and release the chemicals in your brain that help with happiness, you need to hug someone for at least 8 seconds.
Oh, I could do that every time. No problem.
See, that makes me so much more happier knowing that hugs are corn approved. Yeah, I thought I'd just throw that in there. It was relevant.
I mean, it's just so weird. I mean, are people 100 years from now, Is the vaccine, now that with the vaccine's getting ready to come out, it's looking like, things may go back to normal and stuff. But, even 20 years from now, people could look back and go, wow, what was it like to walk around without a mask?
Mm,
Or what was it like to go to a concert without a mask or full hazmat or whatever?
yeah.
I mean, it's, what's the future going to bring now? I mean, I really feel like, things will get back to normal, I hope, to
Yeah.
at least some degree.
Yeah. That's the hope, right?
Yeah, but we still, even though it looks like it's looking good, we don't know. We don't know if it's going to mutate this, or whatever. Vaccine turns people into zombies. You don't know.
The thing I'm glad for, and I think that we're fortunate for, is that we have this hobby that as an escape that didn't get affected by it. Like people that like to go to the movies, that sucks for them, right? So many cinemas are closed.
Oh,
Like
concerts. Concerts is
concerts,
always the first thing in my head. I love going to concerts.
sports
Right?
games. Like you think of
Sports
so
games,
many of
sporting
these types
events.
sporting events, right?
Yeah.
Like, but for us as war gamers, we still have that, and
Oh, we've been training for the quarantine our whole lives. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you said it. I didn't disagree.
Yeah.
Like we do have it. So yeah, I mean, it's we're fortunate in that we have this passion for something and it's still around, and we're able to kind of use it as a bit of an escape.
For sure. I mean, with the internet, with being, having apps like Roll20 where you can play D&D with your friends online now pretty easily.
Mm.
For the nerd hobbyists, we're fine. And it's so crazy being back up here, up in the country. There's plenty of stuff to do up here that's considered social distancing. I can go up and hiking where I don't see anybody for, days.
Yeah.
No problem. But, that's tougher to do in cities. But even I got a buddy that's down in San Diego, and I bug him all the time. Like, you been getting out? He's like, no, I'm not going to go see anybody. I'm like, well, you can get out by yourself and get out of the house.
Not wrong.
Yeah, you could go for a walk down to the beach or whatever.
That's very true.
Yeah, there's plenty of places to go out and do things. But it's been kind of fun to get back out to nature and stuff, go on hikes with the family, take my mom for drives in the country, stuff like that.
Doug, we're going to do another giveaway here.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. What should the keyword be? This is for a 6x4 Fat Mat.
Okay, and this is just for the U.S.?
This one could be worldwide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go simple. Let's go Fat Mat.
All right, type in Fat Mat.
One word.
Type in Fat Mat if you want a Fat Mat.
It doesn't have to be capital F, capital M, or does it?
But it's better if it is. Just saying. Yeah. You might have to put in the comment a couple times to make it capital. Or capital F, capital M, FM. Is it Fat Mat? There's something oddly satisfying about seeing all the comments come in, and they're all saying Fat Mat, like a Fat Mat, Fat Mat, Fat Mat, Fat Mat, Fat Mat.
Fat Mat.
We'll give the internet a few seconds for people to catch up in case there's a lag. Always like to do that out of courtesy. All right, I think that's enough time. So, let us see. Oh, there's so many comments coming in. My computer's slowing down. Holy guys. I can hear it, like, working harder. I can hear my computer.
It's crunching.
Yeah.
Smoke's coming out of it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Engel von Gauss. Yes, that's on Twitch. Von Gauss. If I said that wrong, then I apologize. If I said it right, then I got it right. So congratulations. Maybe it's Angel, but Angel. I'm going to send you a whisper here on Twitch, okay? Angel Von. There's only one of you. And this, I'm going to send you a whisper on Twitch. So just send me back your shipping address, all in one block if you could. Yeah, one block of text. It makes it easy for the copy and pasting purposes. And yeah, that is it.
Where are they from?
Do not know yet. They haven't responded yet. But they shall. And just as a reminder for everyone, one last reminder. The Super Chat proceeds go to TableWar charities today. So anything that you might want to add in the last minute or so, they go to a good cause of activism for autism. And question here, what does F.A.T stand for as an acronym?
Fast Action Tablescape.
Fast Action Tablescape. Fast Action Tablescape.
Tablescape's one word.
Is it? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Otherwise, it would be Fats Matt.
Fats Mats. Fatsis Matsits.
You know what? I don't know if I knew that, Doug. Either that or you told me one time and I forgot. Probably the latter.
I think it's on a lot of our. I think I started with the new website. I started putting it on the images of the mat down below. Like I think, yeah, just so people would know.
All right. Well, I think that's been a good run. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in to this week's Shrine of Chaos, and thank you, Doug, for tuning in as well, being a guest on our show.
Love it. I miss you, buddy. I mean, it was rough not coming up there this year. So I'll have to stay for twice as long next year.
Next year,
Next time.
absolutely. For those of you,
hopefully summertime. I mean, I think summer is going to be back to
normal.
To normals.
Yeah.
Not
crossing
maybe
fingers.
Not normal, but at least like if you have a vaccine card and can travel and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take the vaccine so I can come up and visit you.
All right. Well, then
I'll take all three of them if that's what it means.
And just so you guys know, if you haven't seen the campaign that Doug and I did together, it is the Angel and the Serpent. It is the Blood Angels versus Orcs 40K campaign that we did last year, which was epic. There was an epic narrative written by Miles Drake, Black Library author, and playing in the studio that Doug designed, by the way. Doug designed the Underhive studio here at Mini Wargaming. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah.
You guys may not have known that, but he did. So all the walls and like the everything, what you see there is the creation out of Doug's brain, physicalized.
We still have the mat special from that on our website.
Oh yes, from that campaign.
The combo with the cool bunker kill team mat. That's still there.
That was a fun campaign, Doug.
That was super fun.
Yeah.
Oh, if I could ask all of the viewers to follow us on Instagram, that would be awesome. We're posting more stuff on Instagram. We're going to have videos of the products. We'll have all of those on there as well. So if people could follow us, that would be awesome. We'd appreciate it.
Here, I'm gonna do this, Doug.
The more we have, the more I feel responsible to get more content out there.
I'm gonna put a link here in the chat just for people who are watching. This is the link to TableWar Instagram. So if you want to check them out on Instagram, so
Absolutely.
You can encourage Doug to post more eye candy content of their stuff, games, models, products, whatever you guys are doing.
And definitely leave comments if you want to see more of a certain thing or curious about photos. We do post up a lot of the photos of the different build outs we do of the cases, and we do have a new. We sell the cases with the starting trays in it versus having it empty where people pick, because a lot of people just weren't sure what to start with. So we have those now.
Yeah.
So yeah, just bug me on Instagram. Doug, show us more of this, show us more of that, and I'll get on it for sure.
All right.
I'm happy to.
Thank you very much, everyone. I'll be taking a bit of a break for the next couple of weeks for Christmas reasons, and so there won't be any Shrine of Chaos for a bit. But I do plan on doing a long live stream in a couple days. I've just decided this morning, and so it'll be long. It'll be many hours long, and there's going to be a whole whack of giveaways during that, just before the Christmas break for me. So
fun.
Tune in for that. Check out TableWar. Happy wargaming, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Take care.